Are you fucking serious, Vince? You fed the Fiend to Golberg? I fucking called it. I fucking called this shit. Like, Vince doesn't think about logic. He doesn't think about the business. It's all in his fucking head. He thinks fucking power levels. He thinks, oh, Golberg, he beat Brock Lesnar. How on earth can the Fiend beat Golberg if Golberg beat Brock Lesnar? That makes no fucking sense at all. He's not a businessman anymore. He can't be a businessman anymore. This is by far just as stupid as the cage match, the Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins. All right, maybe that one would be a little bit more stupid, but this is insane how he came to the decision that this was a good decision. I can already envision the writer's conversation with Vince McMahon. So, damn it, tell me about those matches. How's about Bray Wyatt versus Goldberg? Okay, sir, so for the Goldberg match, we got your standard Goldberg layout. That is 5 spears into a jackhammer. You sure you want Bray Wyatt to lose, by the way? I'm just curious. Kind of hot right now, but you sure? That's okay, sir. We can work on this later tonight. I'll have some things drawn up, some papers drawn up, and then maybe we'll come back for a conclusion. I wonder what I had for dinner last night. Whatever it was fucking awesome. Okay, but we're still sure we want Bray Wyatt to lose. What was that? You want something about Bray Wyatt? It was turkey roast. Turkey roast. This entire time, I would tell myself, hey, there's no fucking way Vince is this fucking stupid, right? I would tell myself that. I would tell myself, I'm pretty sure we all tell ourselves, there's no possible way this old man could be that senile that he would learn from his mistake. Because look, this happened before, right? This happened with Bray Wyatt in the Hell in a Cell match back then. You know, they would have this amazing idea and this goldmine opportunity to create a star, which Bray Wyatt did. Bray Wyatt soul invented himself. He reinvented himself. You know, he went from the old Bray Wyatt character, which I thought, by the way, was a great character, very dark character, the Undertaker of his era, hands down, and they flubbed the idea in that, so then he had to go out of his way again and recreate himself. So then he did, and we got The Fiend. And then what happened there? We fucked that up somehow. How did that happen? How could you have possibly screwed that one up, Vince? Because Seth Rollins is your top guy? Guess how you make stars? Guess how you make stars? You have those top guys take the fall. You give what you call a rub. I don't know if anybody's rubbed Vince in a long damn time. Now, the reason why I bring up the Hell in a Cell is because it's still relevant. That's a prime example of the fact that Vince McMahon will take the ball and not run with it. In fact, he'll drop it twice. 3 times. 3 times if we make our voices heard. Let's be realistic. If we didn't make our voices heard that night during the Hell in a Cell match, guess what? Bray Wyatt wouldn't have the title. Bray Wyatt certainly wouldn't have beaten Seth Rollins fair and square the night after, the pay-per-view after, I'm sorry. And you know what? He wouldn't have had the title for 4 months. He wouldn't have had it for 3 or 2. He wouldn't have had it at all. And that's because we let our voices be heard. And what happened today is a prime example that Vince is going to do what Vince wants to do. But what happened today was an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment. Let me tell you why it was an embarrassment. You fed the Fiend the Goldberg, Vince. A guy who's in his 50s. A guy who's here, 3 to 4 times total since he's came back? Maybe less? A guy that's overall here less than Brock Lesnar himself. A guy that has a worse arsenal of moves than John Cena. A guy that can barely do his finisher anymore. A guy that looks completely winded and exhausted just doing his promos alone. And he's headlining WrestleMania. Wow, Vince, just what I wanted. A WWE Championship match at WrestleMania where it consists of 2 to 5 minutes of spears and jackhammers. Now, by no means am I discrediting Brock Lesnar or Goldberg. They're made stars, they're legends, and you can't deny what they've done in their careers. But I am resenting their existence in the company because it is toxic for the business. It is. It fucking is. The fact is, these guys are past their prime. They aren't working for the business full time. We're not going to have world championships on the company. In the company now, we don't have any world titles. Did you guys notice that? The WWE Championship and Universal title, they're gone. Instead, they're in Bill and Brock's underwear drawer, probably. The Fiend was your most in-demand star, Vince, and you had him lose to some 50-year-old's shitty jackhammer. And unfortunately, that's all the fans are going to see when they see The Fiend again. Vince McMahon is bringing in part-time workers to fuck up full-time workers who are busting their ass to not only make a name for themselves, but help Vince's company live. If you weren't committed for Bray Wyatt to have a crazy title reign, I don't understand why they would give him the fucking belt to begin with. This is why I was scared to give him the belt. Because how fast would he lose it? The sad part is you could hardly qualify this as a title reign. I don't even think it is a title reign. He's only had the title for 4 months. 4 fucking months. What are you going to do with that? Right? And for 4 months, I started to believe we actually got ourselves a fucking crazy title reign. Because, we were in the momentum of Bray Wyatt's character, right? Now, let me talk about this character real quick. This character was fucking awesome because it was a character solely designed to correct the wrongs of Bray Wyatt's past. It was connected to Bray's old character. This allowed Bray Wyatt to go back and re-feud with all the people who've wronged him in the past. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and you know what? These were all people that beat him and kicked him off that ladder to success. And this was the Fiend climbing back up the ladder. And you know what was the main event? You know what would have been great? He climbed through everybody. He went, he started to go through Daniel Bryan. He started to go through, well, he didn't feud with Roman Reigns yet, but that was going to happen. And eventually, the idea was him meeting John Cena as the Fiend. Because that's where it all began. That's the beginning of Bray Wyatt's downward spiral, was John Cena. And you know what? It would have been a beautiful, semi-creepy fairy tale ending. Bray Wyatt gets kicked off that ladder of success, loses to Cena, Reigns, Bryan, everybody. And then what happens? As all those people still are on that ladder, you have this crazy, demonic source of evil, that the Fiend, climbing back up that ladder and eating anything in its path, all the way up to John Cena, beats John Cena, WrestleMania, retains the title. Crazy title reign, fairy tale ending. Then the Fiend can start losing, That's how you milk the money off of a fucking star, Vince. That's how you do it. But you didn't do it, did you? Instead, you had Bray Wyatt lose to some irrelevant roadblock, such as Golberg, which made zero fucking sense to me, Vince. Like always, you happen to not surprise me, but then surprise me. You surprise me on how stupid you are, but then sometimes you surprise me. Because you do the right thing sometimes. But you know what? I feel like it's a love-hate thing. I feel like when we let our voices be heard, Vince gives us what we want. And then when Vince decides to take, because it's not his idea, right? It's the stars' idea who create themselves. And then if Vince doesn't like who you are, fuck you. That's how it works. Why do you think The Undertaker was so successful? Yeah, The Undertaker was a successful character. But I guess it's just my firm belief. If The Undertaker wasn't Vince's idea, I don't think he would have gotten as much love for the hard work Taker put in. And that's just me. Alright, I think I said enough about this match. Honestly, it's just infuriating to see how out of touch this old man is, and he either the boos haven't reached him, or he truly doesn't give a shit about what you or me or anybody else thinks. We're going to watch it, and we're going to like it. If you don't like it, well, fuck you. That's essentially what I get from Vince McMahon. Anyway, as far as the show itself, I don't know. 8 shit nuggets out of 10. I honestly didn't pay much attention. There was a few other things that kind of bothered me. What they did with AJ Styles. The entry for Taker was cool, but they completely buried AJ Styles. I think the factor of him getting pinned didn't need to be there. They could have just had Taker chokeslam him and take the trophy, because fuck you. And, they could have had a whole, they could have had a whole storyline where AJ's like, give me that fucking trophy, asshole. And then there you go. But no, Taker came out, pinned him, made him look weak. That's AJ Styles. This fucking Vince McMahon, I honest to God, I honestly pray that no big league guys like Okada, or, you know, even guys from AEW, which I doubt, but, you know, Kenny Omega, you see any of these people go to WWE, I just don't want it. I can't imagine it. Happened with Nakamura, and look what happened to him, you know. You'll take well-deserving top guys and make them look like circus acts. I lost 100% faith in this company, and I probably won't watch it anymore. I don't think I'm going to watch Mania. Who the fuck wants to see Golberg versus anybody at WrestleMania? Who the fuck wants to see Golberg versus John Cena, which is what I'm thinking is going to happen? Who the fuck wants to watch any of this shit? Drew McIntyre versus Brock is fine, but John Cena winning the title again, another guy who doesn't come to the company as much anymore? What the fuck is going on? Pretty soon, these people are gonna die, Vince. Do you know that? You need stars, asshole.